What's up, everybody? I'm Dear Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back, and we're back with more Monster Hunter Story 2. And today we're gonna talk about my thoughts, my opinions. There's so much more to this game than I feel that a lot of people give it, or think, or realize. And I'm gonna share my experience, where I am in the game, and my thoughts, my outlook on the future of it. So, my family, without further ado, let's dive in. So, first things first. I always like doing these videos while I'm playing as well. It's kind of like just how I like doing things. First things first is it's time for us to identify the game. So look, I'll be honest, 100% transparent, everybody. When I came into Monster Hunter series, my first one was Monster Hunter World. And from there, I've played that one. I played Iceborne. I played the heck out of the game. I have 1,700 hours in Monster Hunter through World and Iceborne combined. So I loved it. I've always been a big fan of RPGs, third-party games, third-party RPGs like this one, Demon's Souls, Vagrant Story, all kinds of games that fall into that category. But also too, I grew up playing RPGs. Some of my favorite RPGs. My first one I played was, if I believe, Quest 64. Who played Quest 64 on Nintendo 64 back in the day? So it was cool because my first introduction to a turn-based game, and ever since then I've been playing a lot of turn-based RPGs growing up. Played the Final Fantasy series, the Tales series, the Star Ocean series, Vagrant Story, the Final Fantasy Tactics, Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross. I essentially, if it was a good game back in the day, I've played it. Demon's Souls is the one that my most recent obsession, but Monster Hunter is a game that, just like Monster Hunter World, when I first played it, I was like, this is cool, but once you really spend some time and sink your teeth into it and unlock some things, identify what build, what weapon you want to use, and start getting more deep into the game, that's when the game truly unlocks. So with stories, I saw the gameplay of it. I was like, I'm used to playing Monster Hunter in third person way, action RPG like Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter Rise. I was like, I'm not sure if I was gonna check this one out. Might skip it. But as the time came on and I saw the content map, I was like, you know what? Let me check this out. Let me see what it's about. It's coming on Switch and PC. I'm playing on a PC right now. And I can just say that, one, this game has blew past my expectations from what I initially thought. And I got a couple of things we're gonna talk about. But one, once you spend some time, it might look simple on the surface level, but there's so much detail to this game that they don't do justice in showing in the preview. So first things first is just, one, it's literally a game like I grew up. There's a world map. There's typically Monster Hunter games, you're out and there's no like world to explore. You kind of just go through the options. But in this one, you literally see the monsters you're gonna go after. There's a turn-based RPG. And some people might be like, wait a minute, Monster Hunter is about slashing the monster, slicing and dicing, yada yada yada. But yes, this one is turn-based, but they do such a good job of making it so immersive that it feels action-packed, it feels fast. So a lot of people are saying, like, I'm asking this question because a lot of people comment in my videos saying, DG, do you like this game? What are your thoughts? Should I skip it? I don't know. And for me, I love the game, love the lore, love the monster. I got boy Naga just post it up. So I was like, you know what, let's dive in. How bad could it be? Capcom has done a really good job with their games as of late. This one's really good. Street Fighter really good. Devil May Cry is really good. Breath of Fire, bring it back, Capcom. I know you're watching. Breath of Fire series, I love that one as well growing up. So I was like, you know what? I love World. I love what they did with the combat in Riot. So like, how bad could it be? So we dove into it, and I'm so happy I did. I'm 30 hours into the game now, and I'm barely scratching the surface. We got an early access thanks to Capcom, but I didn't want to rush through their game and just like get through the end of the game and just start putting out all kinds of content. I want to take my time and enjoy it. Sometimes I like I like farming for monsters, farming for genes, farming for weapons, looking at armor, just exploring things and find new ways to optimize my experience. So I've been taking my time. So the content you guys are gonna be seeing on the channel is gonna start coming out in a little bit of time, but for majority of it, we're gonna be streaming the walkthrough on Twitch. So join us on Twitch, is twitch.tv/DearGamer. And we'll do a lot of the playthroughs on there, and on YouTube I'll have like my builds, my monsters, my impressions on things, and more videos like this, because I feel like this is what works better with the platform. So a couple of things. The first thing, look, I'll be honest, my couple of gripes I got with the game. There's no longsword in the game. And I was like, bruh, how are you gonna take out the most swaggiest weapon in the game? But in this game, you got a couple of weapons you can use. One, you have your sword and shield, which is the one I'm using because it's slasher type. There's two slasher types. There's sword and shield, great sword. There's hammer, there's hunting horde, there's gun lance, and bow and arrow. So a couple of things as well. You have some customization on, but this game is different because it's not just about maxing out your hunter like you would in World and Rise. It's about maxing out your hunter and your trusty companions, which are your monsties. So I'll show you the monster I got right now. This is my main one, my Narga, and I got a couple of other ones. With this game, ultimately what you want to do, there's so much depth to this game once you get into it. There's different attack types. There's attack, there's speed, and there's technical, and it's rock, paper, scissors. So technical power beats technical, technical beats speed, speed beats power. So essentially, you're looking at your monsters you have. It's good to have ones with different attack types so that based on how you're fighting, what monster you're fighting, you can identify which is the best mix up to do the most damage. That's one layer. Then also too, if you see this little grid in the middle that's glowing, those are all skill points that my Monstie has. And there's like 300 genes essentially, and you can level them up. You get different bonuses based on the bingo, which is if you get 3 in a row, any kind of direction, you can max your character out, your monster out, and they get even more damage. So there's a lot of customization options in terms of how you want to build your character. So people that love depth, and you guys know one thing I do, I love builds. I love making builds in games. So this gives you a lot of options, not only for just my hunter, because though you switch out your monsters in and out of battle or when you get new ones, your hunter will always be with you. So I always want to max him out, make sure he's super strong. Then I'm going to focus on my monsters. And also, you want to build out your team based on the environment you're in, based on the monster you're fighting. You want to have different options. This game has it. So I want to address a thing that a lot of people might be saying. The first thing is, oh my gosh, the game, it looks so colorful and cartoonish, but look, it looks beautiful. I think it looks beautiful. If you have a thing about his eyes and like this hair, the hairstyle you chose, you can put your helmet on and screen in cutscenes and it'll show up just like this. My dude looks like a gangster. You can't even tell his age or nothing. So that's one thing that's kind of got you going. Then there's options around that. Also too, this game, I'll be honest, this one in comparison to Rise looks a lot better because if you're not gonna go full 3D like World did, which I feel has the best looking monsters, I think this type of animation is beautiful because it allows you to highlight different areas of the monster in different colors as well. Look at it, look how good they look together. So I really like the way the game looks. I really like the world map and environment you're in. So I understand it's not for everybody, and that's fine. The cool thing is there's a demo for the game. When I was like, whatever about playing it, I played the demo, then I was like, oh, this is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. The turn-based system is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. So let me go into a battle real quick just to show you guys what the system looks like in case you're wondering, and how even though it's turn-based, it's still super fast and action-packed. And here we go. So this is what I'm talking about right now. There's so much depth to it. So this monster on the right, he's a target in me, so I can go head-to-head with him based on whatever attack he uses. I want to use the opposite one to win. Sometimes they beat you, sometimes you beat them. Also too, something Capcom has done really good, if you look at the bottom left, there's an option called quick finish. If I hit R2 and R2 at the same time, it will automatically finish the battle for me because I'm so much stronger than these enemies. But I want, for the sake of our conversation, this is the skill set I'm talking about. You can choose between technical, speed, and power. Now the challenging part is for you as a hunter identifying what kind of attack was this monster using, because I want to make sure I'm always prioritizing and winning my battles. On the top left you see turn, that tells you how fast the battle animation can go. You can go 1, level 2, level 3. I typically keep mine on 2, so things are like snappy. So for example, let's go ahead and start. I believe this guy's gonna be speed, so I'm gonna use technical on him. I might be wrong, but that's okay. You see it's showing right here that we're gonna go head to head. Also, it has a line through the slash weapon because it's telling me that this weapon is not the ideal weapon for this monster. I might want to use a hammer or a piercing weapon. But since I got a sword and shield on, I'll use that. But this game gets even more in depth because you can change your weapon at any point, and it'll tell you, and it doesn't waste a turn, and it can tell you if it makes sense or not. I haven't hit a monster with it, so it won't tell me yet, but essentially that's how that will work. So we took a gamble. It might be this one. So we took a gamble. It might be tentacle. So let's hit it right now. So it used power, so I lost. I should have used speed on it, and that's fine. So boom, the action's already over. There's finishers, there's different skills you can use on the monsters, and there's different body parts too. Sometimes you want to target the head, the tail, and also too, if I didn't pay attention to that last round, I don't know. So if I look at the head, I'm not gonna do any good damage there. If I go to stomach, it's glowing, meaning I'll do exponential damage there, and that's where you want to be. He's using power again. Boom, that damage is great. Your monsters are controlled by AI, but also you have the surf war happens as well. You have the option to give your monster some commands. So for instance, if I want him to use a specific skill on a specific body part, I can control him. So it's not 100% AI. It can be if you want, but also at the same time, it can be controlled if you want to do it that way. So since I know the stomach is left for me because I do good damage there, I'll have them break the head, and I'll just do a regular attack. It's using power still because monsters change their attacking patterns through the different phases they're in. If they're regular state, they'll use a specific attack. If they're aggravated, then they'll switch their attacking patterns. So it's really, really in depth. Double attack. Is that gonna be it? Now I gotta finish it. Boom. And you break parts, you get more items as well.
Working together makes you stronger.
These are the stuff you get after battle. But like I was saying, the gameplay is very quickly. You only engage battle when you want to. So cool thing about my monster is I hit circle, he has a stealth ability. So if I go next to the monsters, I'm not gonna fight them. So don't feel like you're gonna be just like old school RPGs. You take 2 steps, battle, 2 steps, battle. It's not the same thing in this game. You see your monster, so if you touch them, then you're gonna go into the battle. But for me, I'll show you a little bit about the genes and how that works, and show you the depth of building your monster. So in this game, we love to make builds, and also essentially you're min-maxing your character. But you have 2 things now. You can min-max your character, your hunter, or your monster as well. So if I go over here, I can hatch a couple of eggs, and that's how you find your monster. You fight them, you make them retreat. They lay an egg. They leave a den. You go into a den, you get the egg. You take the egg, you can bring it here, you hatch it. That's how you get your monsters. Rite of Challenge is a way you unlock earlier in the game. It allows me to choose a monster I want to inherit an ability. Then I can choose different abilities from other monsters I want to put on my character. So if I want my Nargacuga to do water attack, he can do a water attack with this. If I want him to have critical eye, increase my crit rate by level 2, I can put that on my character as well. So there's multiple ways you can like customize your monster. If I have all the same color in the direction, I get a bingo, which I'll showcase right here. Go to manage your monster, change my abilities. And right now I have a bingo on the gray in the middle. So I get an additional 10%, 110% increase in damage in non-elemental attacks. So as you go through, specific monsters are gonna be good for specific attack types or elemental types. So that's up to you to identify how you wanna build your monster. There's no specific way. It just comes up to like your style and what you want. You can have I got my Nargacuga doing all water attacks, all stealth attacks, all elemental attacks. Depends on what your options are. There's about 360 monsters in the game. Not all of them you can hatch, but a lot of good options out there to engage in. So I would take this as not my review, because there's so much more I'm learning and experiencing. But just take this as people that were on the fence. First thing I would say is play the demo. Try it out. After that, if you're on the fence, watch a couple of videos and make a decision, because it's a really, really good game and I'm enjoying it so far. And I'm going to be playing this on the channel for so quite some time. Just kind of optimize the thing. All the new content, all the new monsters are gonna be coming out. We're gonna be covering that. But this is Monster Hunter Stories 2. It's available right now on Steam and on PC or on Switch. So check it out. If you're not, you know where to find more content. We'll be giving covering the game. I'm excited for it. I'm loving it. We're gonna have all kinds of content coming to the channel. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, join the Smooth family. My family, until next time, dear gamers, signing out.